Hey, what's going on? Welcome to this week's segment of In the Kitchen with Krystal. I am Krystal Taylor, the owner of Fitness is Not a Game. I'm your health and fitness coach who provides healthy and sustainable solutions to women who are frustrated with fad diets. Before we get started, of course, we got to drink up because water is what? Is, babe. And if you're here with me now, say hey. Let me know that you're watching. And also, if you're watching on replay, do me a favor and type replay in the comments. And tag your people to let them know that we're live because, sometimes these platforms don't quite let folks know that we're on. And I'm going to see if I can in the Fanag group. So, y'all, this week's segment, what are we making? I am bringing back a recipe that I did before because it was so doggone good and it's so healthful. And with it being the beginning of the year, I know a lot of people are redirecting how they eat, and they're possibly thinking about adding meat-free options to their repertoire. So that's why I'm bringing to y'all today a recipe that could either be vegan or vegetarian, however you like. And as you can see, I consider myself to be a flexitarian. And what is a flexitarian? What does it say, y'all? A person who has a flexible diet and eats what they feel like eating when they feel like eating it without characterization. So this is great for me too because that's how I eat. I eat what I feel like when I feel like, and sometimes I do want meat-free options. So that's the case for you. I got you. Let's get it started. So, because we're doing quinoa and chickpeas, of course, we're going to start by getting our quinoa on. Let me turn down even though Mickey telling you she found love under new management, I can't play it as loud as I want to. So, we're going to get this quinoa started first. And I'm just using a white quinoa. You can use any quinoa that you want. Let me know if you are a quinoa fan. Who's a quinoa fan up in here? Ouch! Man, look here. It's so doggone cold here in Chicago that my finger just cracked all the way open yesterday. Ooh, child. That did not feel good. But I'm going to give you a half a cup of quinoa. And I am going to ranch this real good. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it in the strainer. And I'm going to rinse this under the water to get all that extra soot off of it, right? Ooh, and you want to make sure that you are getting all this extra, all the extra starch, all the dust and all that good stuff so that it'll cook well, right? And so what we're going to cook it in, I'm going to get a medium pan. Now the recipe, this is where you can switch it up. It's already meat-free. But this is the one thing that I'm doing different that's going to make mine technically vegetarian as opposed to vegan. We're going to use some broth, and I'm using chicken broth. If you want to make this completely vegan, then you would use vegetable broth. Yep. Okay. Hey, Sandra, what's going on? All right. And we are just going to use a cup of this here broth. And I love this already because, fam, what we don't do is cook any grains in water. No, that is a recipe for bland food and boredom and all that good stuff. So no, we ain't gonna do that. Gotta shake this up good. You gotta get all them centers. All right. Oh, come on, Mick. Well, they weren't playing with y'all back then. Woo, but it's so funny because my friend and I were listening. This is a playlist I have. We would laugh and talk about back then. There was a whole bunch of side pieces, men and women. Oh, you know what? It doesn't say to do it, but I like a little flavor. So can I add some extra seasoning for y'all? I think I need to. I don't really do blend nothing. And I tell folks all the time that your secret to enjoying your food is to season at every step. And I like to season my broth so that it cooks into whatever grain I'm cooking. So for me, all I'm using a little onion and herb, little garlic and herb, and then just some regular table blend. But you can use whatever you want. I'm just suggesting and requesting that when you do season it, if you season it, that you are using salt-free seasons in your herbs. Okay, so we are going to get this on. You better sing it, Mickey. Come on, fam. All right, so we go. Supposed to add that, let it boil first. Too bad. We cooking it my way, so I just put it on there. And I ain't finna strain it and start on over. All right. Yes, always season, Miss Simon. Let's drink some more water. So while that's cooking, because what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna boil that. Let me see what I'm supposed to be doing with this, y'all. Cause I feel like that's how I usually make it. This recipe is a little different. There we go. I do what I do. I was doing what I was doing. There we go. All right. Bring it to a boil, then simmer. That's what I thought. See, I'm up here trying this recipe. I'm going to do what I do, my own. That's why I say I find recipes for y'all, test them out, but then also do my own thing. All right. So now we are going to get the chickpeas together. So what do we need for that? We're going to have our large skillet, of course. Got our EVO oil. We're going to use some minced onion. We're also going to cut up, minced onion, minced garlic. And I'm going to cut up some onions. So I said, please don't tell me my knife ain't in here. Of compromise. My bad, y'all, if I get to singing. This playlist is so sick. It just reminds me of my childhood. Like, there was so much good music. Oh, child. Woo. I tell you, it made me think about all the singers we used to have. And I'm like, where are they? Like, this was when singing was singing. Now, don't get me wrong. We have some amazing singers now. But it's hard to beat the voices of Regina Bell, Mickey Howard, Stephanie Mills, Tina Marie, fam, Angela Winbush. Woo! This list is just crazy. Y'all tell me if y'all missed them too. Shoot. All right, so I am going to cut up with about half this onion. Come on. Y'all tell me who y'all miss. I'll tell y'all this. What's dope is all of those singers that I just listed, I have the records. Yes, the vinyl in my basement. Keep saying I need to have another basement party, but I can't. I don't know what happened to my record. At one point I had a record. I don't know what happened to it, but I need to get another. All right, so I'm just gonna dice up about half an onion. Like this music, like I had to play this music because when I played it the other day, I was like, it makes me want to clean my house and it makes me want to cook. But back in the day, our kids don't even know what cleaning music is. I failed as a parent. All right, so let's see. What else am I putting up in here? Drizzle the oil, blah, 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 blah. There we go. All right, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. All right, so let me heat this up. Range my hands up. Woo! Yes. Y'all know what I'm thirsty. Y'all thirsty. I hope everybody's having an amazing New Year. How many of you have decided that it's time for you to change how you eat? Drink some water. If that's the case, not only do I have you right now today, but if you see in the description, also hosting the next Body Bounce Back Challenge. Body Bounce Back Challenge to get y'all together. But let me tell you about this here challenge. And I'm just going to drizzle a little oil in this pan. The reason why I'm doing this challenge is actually part of my Black Health and Fitness Revolution because it is time for us to take control of our health, our fitness, our weight, all of that good stuff, right? Just stop letting things just happen to us, right? So this is the time of year when most folks are like, you know what? It's time for me to stop tripping. If you know it's time for you to stop tripping, sign up at BBB Challenge. BBB stands for bodybounceback.com. So you can get on the right path. All right, so I got about half of that onion. I'm gonna add me some garlic because you know how much we love garlic. And it's just minced garlic. I'm gonna use, I feel like you can't have too much garlic, right? I'm gonna do about a tablespoon and a half. Oh, my quinoa is boiling. Turn this down, let it simmer. All right. Well, that smells so good already. So, if anybody who's joining, hey, I'm Krystal Taylor on the This Is Not a Game, and you're in the kitchen with Krystal, where today I am making spicy chickpea and quinoa bowls. I keep saying like, ooh, I want to mix it all up, but I'm just gonna stir these on up, get this all good and fragrant. Ooh, child. And I'm making this meal because it's the beginning of the year. This is the time when folks are typically like, you know what? I need to change how I eat. Maybe I need to stop eating as much meat. Maybe I need to remove all the meat. And that's fine if that's what you choose to do. But I know a lot of times when people decide to switch up how they eat, especially when it comes to removing meat, people get freaked out like, well, what can I eat? Is this still going to be good? Am I still going to be full? Am I still going to get all my nutrients? All of the good stuff. But having your quinoa, your chickpeas, you're going to still get all your fiber, your protein, and all the things that you need. All right, so we got that going on. Blah, 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 blah. And now we're going to get these chickpeas. Yeah. Oh, got to get my strainer. So chickpeas, garbanzo beans, same thing. How many of y'all like chickpeas? They're hummus. Oh, can I tell y'all about this hummus I had? Bam. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago, whenever my birthday was? I went to this restaurant and they had hummus on the menu. And I was intrigued because they said they used cilantro in this hummus. You ever had cilantro in your hummus? I had not. When I tell y'all that was the best doggone hummus I've ever had in my life, and then they served it with this big old tray of different veggies. It was like baby carrots, broccolini, cauliflower, something. What are those little pink things that look like rice but they're not? That, but also crackers too. Bam. Who needs food? Who needs a meal when you can eat hummus? All right, so we're getting that good and going, nice and fragrant. Got our quinoa cooking up nice over here. This is good to go. This heat might be a little high, and we're just gonna use how much of this hummus? Chickpea. I think we are going to use only a can. We're gonna use the whole can. Great. Get on up in there. Put it in here. And we're going to use a can. Well, I'm going to use half a can of diced tomatoes. I'm just making half the recipe. And y'all see, I told y'all I'm all about flavor. I don't get just the regular diced tomatoes. For why? So this one is the basil, garlic, and oregano. I feel like you should add seasoning at doggone level. I'm not playing with y'all. I tell y'all, stop doing your stuff at the service and just like, oh, I just gonna add a little bit of stuff. That's why y'all need so much salt. Y'all not using these herbs. So I'm gonna get half of this here can. Ooh, child. This already look good. So I can use this can for something else I'm making tomorrow. All right. Ooh, child. Y'all wanna see? Let me show you. Ooh, yeah, I tell y'all, I need to get me a cooking show with all the cameras, the camera angle, so y'all can see everything while I'm cooking. And I'm hungry. All right, so got that going. And then we're also going to add, let's see, chickpea, tomato, and the rest of the ingredients. So the rest of the ingredients, we got some tomato paste. Thickening it on up. Yeah, buddy. That's a shame. I get so excited about cooking. And then when you smell what I'm smelling up in here with garlic. I was about to say garlic and onion. Garlic and onion. Fail. What is happening today? So we got this cumin we're gonna use. We're gonna use half a teaspoon of it. More flavor. It's crazy how it's sizzling so well up in here. I can barely hear my music. Ooh. All right, we are going to use some red pepper flakes. This is what's gonna get it spicy. Y'all know I love my spice. Like I have to force myself not to add more. Then it says salt and pepper. I add a little pepper. I think I'm gonna add some pepper, but I don't really need salt. But I like pepper though. And plus, pepper's good for your metabolism. Stir these up, and then we're gonna put this tomato paste up in here. And I tell y'all, as much as I love the taste of cumin, I am not a fan of how it smells at all. I swear it smells like a musty teenager. Woo. I know kids be like, why you gotta be rude? I'm just saying, y'all know how teenagers are. I don't know what it is about it. All right, that's mixed up. Get me, I think I'm gonna use a tablespoon of my paste because it looks a little thin to me. Something that you told me stayed in my head. Woo! Name that song. 3 points for the first person who names the song. You better sing it. And this tomato paste will be used again tomorrow. Like tripping. Later on to I don't know. I was gonna say maybe I'll prep tomorrow's meal today. Maybe not. We'll see. So I got stuff open. You better sing it. What you want to feel? Come on, who guessed it? Come on, Sandra. Yeah, you got it. They over here singing. This one singing was singing. So we just gonna cook this all together. Mix this all up. It's a nice little paste. Quinoa is looking pretty good back there. Yo, this is so easy. Let me turn this heat down. Because the great thing about this, like chickpeas, what else? You know, I'm going to tell y'all. I was excited about preparing this today. So it's like, man, I didn't even have to pull out any meat to defrost it. That is another benefit / bonus of making meat-free meals. It's something that you can quickly cook. You're not sitting there like, oh man, I ain't pulled anything out. Now I need hours for it to defrost and da-da-da-da. You don't need all that. You don't. Just let it do what it's gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna let this, I think that's good and mixed up. I'm trying to get all the flavors together, trying to make sure I got that paste spread out, trying to get these tomatoes up in here. Ooh, that looks so good. Hey, you know the lyrics, Miss Sandra. Where's my love, child? All right, I'm gonna let that simmer down. Y'all see that? That was literally all we had to do. At this point now, I'm getting stuff out the way to get ready to plate it. When this quinoa is ready, that's the longest part of this meal. The quinoa takes what? 15 minutes? 10, 15? Let's see about it. Y'all, I told you I'm at that age for glasses and my reading. Yep. And the water's almost out of it. Yeah, buddy. So we just cleaning. And what questions? So let me ask you, how many of you have you considered removing meat? Or have you already removed meat? Oh, y'all, back up before I put this away. There's something else I'm going to add to this. Now, what you can do, oh my gosh, this smells good. My bad, y'all. Y'all know I get caught up in music. So what you can do when this is done is that you can garnish it with fresh cilantro. I love fresh cilantro. Let me know if you like cilantro. We're gonna drink some water. Ooh, child. So what I found, because the thing about there are a few things, my bad, that I love about cilantro. One, it's delicious. It's so fragrant. It's fresh. It's like when you cilantro in the meal, you can taste it. Like I told you, I just had some hummus with cilantro in it, right? And it was the star. Loved it. But it's one of those herbs, like for me, it goes bad so fast. Like I've been reading up on how to store it. No matter how I store it, I always end up wasting cilantro, but it's also cheap too. So it's not like something where I'm like, man, I can't believe I wasted that cilantro, right? But I do hate to throw away food. I hate to see it go bad. So I was happy that I found this dried cilantro. Oh, Miss Thompson, she's been meat-free for 5 years. No wonder. You probably already made this. So what I'm going to do, since I don't have, come on, y'all hear Angela Winbush? Ooh! This is my sister's theme song. This is a signature song back in the day. But since I don't have fresh cilantro, I'm going to put some of this dry cilantro in here, cook it into it. So I get that. Let me take, I don't know why them flakes coming out that small, but I don't like it like that. And I'm so, whoop. That was a nice amount of cilantro, but I'm going to cook some of it in here. Yes. So, Miss Sandra, let me ask you, what made you go meat-free? Now, and so can we talk, y'all? I'll tell you this. For anyone who is considering going meat-free for weight loss, can we have a conversation? What I gotta say, and I mean I gotta say this, is that, let's see, let me stir this. All right, that cilantro stirred because we need to have a conversation. Miss Sandra said she went vegan vegetarian, stopped remove meat for her health. I love that because it's not for everybody, right? Meat can be very hard for your digestive system to break down, which can make you lethargic, all that good stuff, right? But for my folks who say that they want to stop eating meat to lose weight, the meat ain't what's stopping you from losing weight. Now, it could be how you eat that meat, how much of that meat you eat, but it's not the meat itself. When you're eating meat, and I don't like to say the right way or the best way, but meat itself, low carb, can be low calorie and can be low fat depending on what you get, right? Especially getting the leaner cut meats, right? And they're good for you. However, when you're dredging it in flour and dropping it in grease, that's the problem. Now, let's be clear. There are many, many ways to still gain weight when you remove meat from your diet. There are a lot of foods that are not healthy for you, but they're meat-free. And so, in a lot of times, and I'm having this conversation because I don't want you to fall into, and I'm not talking to you, Miss Sandra, because you good. You've been doing this for 5 years. But for anybody who's considering it, you're thinking about going down this path, you're like, okay, what do I do? One of the issues that we see with people who are switching to vegan or vegetarian, because they remove meat, they start adding on this other stuff and they start getting excited. Now you're eating a lot more processed meat sometimes. I mean, processed food sometimes. Because if you think about it, anything that is like a meat, but it's not, it's still processed. When they get grains and make them look and taste like veggies, I mean, like meat, that's processed. There are a lot of different foods that are meat-free that are still not the greatest for you. French fries that are fried, potato chips. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all hear Angela hitting that note? Come on. But there's so many unhealthy foods that are technically vegan or vegetarian. So don't assume that because you take meat out of your diet, you're just going to lose weight. Now, what does happen to a lot of people, and this quinoa, let me check. Oh yeah, this quinoa's good. Now, what does happen sometimes is that when people decide to remove meat from their diets, based on their confusion, because they're so used to eating meat, that they will possibly eat less food just because they're confused. They're not sure what to eat. So then it's like a starvation type thing. And that's not a healthy way to lose weight either. Okay. So thank you for attending my TED Talk on that. But let's get this bowl together. I'm not going to use the big old bowl today. Sort of want to though, because I want y'all to see. Some big cups, my baby. Woo! Boy, when I tell y'all, my sister used to sing, and I said, sing this song. Come on, girl. Come on, Angela. All right, this stuff is done, y'all. That quick. We have our quinoa. We got our spicy chickpeas. Woo! That quinoa. And this is about, now I'll tell you this. Let me take this out. What you don't want to do, this is also what people tend to do. You can overdo a good thing. They say, oh, because it's healthier, I'll just eat all I want. You still want to be mindful of how much you eat. So if you're, oh, this smells so good. That broth with the seasonings. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. But I don't want you to go overboard. So until you really get good at your measurements, use a measuring cup. So I just gave myself a cup of cooked quinoa. That's all you need. That's all you need. Oh, this smells so good. Woo! Child. And if you want to make sure that you're not going overboard on your good chickpeas, give me another cup of this. Woo! Y'all, I might have to drop this playlist in the group for y'all. With me. So I'm just throwing that on there. And that's what I said, if I had some fresh cilantro, it'll look real pretty. Come share my, look at that. Ooh, child. Now let's taste. Y'all should know. Y'all, I was doing so good today. Y'all see how I had all the things over here? It's my first time stepping on. But y'all, this is our spicy chickpea and quinoa bowl. All I did was I got some broth. And I put some seasons in there. I personally use garlic and herb, onion and herb, and table blend, all salt-free herbs and seasonings. Put that in the broth. That was a cup of broth, I believe it was, and a cup of quinoa. Cook that into the quinoa so you get that extra flavor all up in there. Because that's where a lot of times people go wrong. They try to season it after it's cooked. But then for the chickpeas, got a little EVOO, drizzled the pan with it. Used half an onion. Some minced garlic. I think I used like 2 tablespoons. Threw a can of chickpeas in there. I got the onions and the garlic good and fragrant first. Then put the chickpeas in there. Then I used some diced tomatoes and a little bit of tomato paste and some more seasonings. And of course, crushed pepper. That's where the spice comes from. The little rat is resting. Let's see. Let's see about it. Oh, that crushed pepper. I can taste the spice. And the great thing about it, this sounds bogus and selfish. I mean, I'm the only one who really likes spicy food in my house. So I don't know if anybody's gonna touch it. It might all be mine. Y'all. So, let me stop being rude. That's good. Like I said, oh, it's spicy. I don't like it. I'm here for it. I'm one of those. Do you like spicy? I'm one of those people. I like my nose to run a little bit. If you can get my lips to burn, and I gotta do that, it's even better. Ooh. All right. So like I said, don't feel like you're missing out on anything when you have this. You do not need meat. Let me say it again. You do not need meat to get your protein and your nutrients. We got all that we need here in our quinoa and our chickpeas. And it is fire and it's delicious. So when y'all try it, let me know. Because I can't wait to see if y'all did it like I did it, or if you possibly made it a complete. Oh, that's the other thing. This is considered to be vegetarian because there's no physical meat in it, right? But if you, excuse me, are going vegan, the difference is I use chicken broth, but you would use vegetable broth. All right. Other than that, I say have that and go forward. Now, again, if you're like me, maybe you're flexitarian, and this is just something fun to try on just a day. Like if you want to do meat-free Mondays, like a lot of people do, this is a great option. But like I said, I'm a flexitarian. I'm gonna eat what I want, when I want. I just balance it out, and there's no titles for me. All right. So y'all, hope you enjoyed this. I can't wait to hear about it when you try it. We're gonna drink some more water before we go. And I will see y'all next time in the next segment of In the Kitchen with Krystal. Y'all be good, y'all. Or be good at it. That's what my mama said.